Tom's feet sank into the muddy path with each step, his cheap sandals doing little to keep out the cold. The abbey stood like a giant shadow against the darkening sky. Its stone walls promised safety, a place to hide from his past mistakes and the nightmares he'd seen in the wars overseas. As he got close to the heavy wooden doors, a shiver ran down his back. For a second, he thought he heard whispers in the wind, but he shook it off, blaming it on being tired from his long trip. The abbot, a skinny guy with dark circles under his eyes, welcomed Tom with a weak smile. "Glad you made it, son. We've been waiting for you." Tom couldn't shake the feeling that the abbot's words meant more than just a simple hello. Over the next few days, Tom got used to life at the abbey, but he couldn't ignore how weird some of the other monks acted. During prayer time, he'd catch them mumbling words that definitely weren't Latin. At night, he'd wake up to the sound of bare feet walking down the cold stone hallways. One evening, while Tom was copying old texts in the writing room, Brother Alan burst in, looking scared out of his mind. They found something in the basement while they were fixing it up. Curious, Tom followed Alan to the lower levels of the abbey. A bunch of monks were crowded around a hole in the floor, looking both scared and fascinated. When Tom looked into the darkness, he saw old stonework covered in symbols he didn't recognize. "It's from the old religions," whispered one of the older monks. "They built the abbey on top of it." That night, the whispers got louder. Tom tossed and turned in his tiny room, the voices just out of reach. When he finally fell asleep, his dreams were full of dark rituals and inhuman shapes moving in the shadows. He woke up to screaming. Running to see what was happening, Tom found a crowd outside Brother Alan's room. Alan was lying on his bed, eyes wide open but dead, his body twisted in a way that shouldn't be possible. Over the next few days, more monks had mysterious accidents or just disappeared. Everyone in the abbey was terrified, and Tom knew he had to figure out what was going on. He snuck into the abbot's rooms and found a hidden chamber full of ancient books. As he flipped through a crumbling old book, he discovered the horrible truth. The abbey wasn't built to honor God, but to keep an ancient evil locked away. The founders had hoped that prayers and devotion would keep the darkness contained. But now, hundreds of years later, that evil was waking up. Tom heard footsteps coming. He turned to see the abbot standing in the doorway, with several blank-faced monks behind him. "So you've found out our secret, Tom," the abbot said, his voice unnaturally deep. "Now you've got a choice to make. Join us in bringing back the old ways," or the abbot's eyes glinted in the candlelight, and Tom saw something inhuman hiding behind them. Tom knew he only had a moment to decide. Run away and leave his brothers to face this ancient horror, or stay and fight a battle he might not survive. As the whispers grew into a deafening roar, he made his choice.